There have been many big changes in technology and equipment between the Vietnam War, the Desert Storm, and what the United States is currently using in the military. However, the little changes often have the largest impact on those who serve and are often things people outside the military would not know. I interviewed a veteran from the Vietnam War and the Desert Storm, along with a Marine who is currently serving, to identify what they felt were the biggest changes from when the veteran served to those serving today. The three things I found that changed the most and had the most impact on those I interviewed are the types of weapons, communication methods, and the types of vehicles.
I was drafted into the United States Army when I was 19 years old. I received a letter in the mail saying, "Your friends and neighbors have requested that you represent them in the United States Army." It was not a choice. If you were chosen, you went. I served from 1969 to 1971, including serving in the Vietnam War. We went to basic training for 8 weeks and then went through AI training for 6 weeks. The main weapon I used was just a plain M16 semi-automatic with no grenade launcher, scopes, or optics. We also didn't have any night vision equipment whatsoever. The only communication we had was one radio on each boat. The uniforms that we were given were just camouflage fatigues and boots. We mainly traveled on boat or on foot. When we rested, you slept with one eye open because they like to raid at night. You knew they were coming when you saw them.
I was 18 years old when I enlisted in the United States Army. I enlisted for 4 years, 1990 to 1994, including serving in the Desert Storm. I was provided with basic training for 8 weeks, AIT for 3 months, and air assault school for 6 weeks. The main weapon that I used was my M16A2, which is an automatic, semi-automatic, and a 203 M203 grenade launcher. The M16A2 shot much faster than they did previously, and you are able to connect a M203 into the bottom of the M16A2. There was one radio provided per vehicle for military communications, and phones were also available to use to call. We had to drive a long way to reach a phone bank. For our uniforms, we had our green battle dress uniforms until the week before we came home. Then we got our desert battle dress uniforms. For transportation, we used our 5 tons. They could haul more, were automatics instead of standards, and our Humvees were a big advancement from the Jeeps they had previously because they were much bigger and had body armor that the Jeeps had none of. The biggest threat, in my opinion, was friendly fire. And
I was 18 years old when I enlisted into the United States Marine Corps. I enlisted under a 4-year contract, which I'm currently still serving. I attended 13 weeks of boot camp, 30 days of Marine Corps combat training, and 8 weeks of military occupation specialist school, which all led to my duties in Camp Pendleton, California. In a squad of Marines, every Marine will carry an M16 service rifle, and the few will have an A4 grenade launcher attached to it. You will also have gunners that carry a 240 Bravo automatic machine gun, all which have improved optics. An ACOG scope on the M16, a holographic on the 240 Bravo. These weapons have all been improved to shoot faster, quicker, and more accurate over the years. There is also advanced night vision goggles that use a single lens when driving. They get better depth perception and much clearer than in the past. They also have a huge advantage for the United States Marines because we're the only country who has these night vision goggles. This helps us do a lot more successful surprise attacks during the night. Each truck and each fire team has a radio that we use to communicate with each other for military purposes. Then we also have an individual cell phone for personal calls. Our uniforms consist of utilities, desert camis, woodland camis, and our body armor. We use 7 tons, our LVSRs, and our Humvees to transport our troops, equipment, and logistics. These have all improved over the years in many ways. The 7 ton have improved to be much bigger, stronger, and get better fuel mileage. The LVSRs are much bigger, longer, and more durable. They even have a crane to pick stuff up and move stuff with. The Humvees got a lot more body armor on them today than we used to.
These advances have had a large impact on those who serve as well as their families. They have provided an additional sense of security and a more day-to-day communication between those serving and their families.